Kirk trying to win it to Thielen, caught at the 5!
I got 3 words for you. You like that?
No!
What's going on, everybody? This is Nick, back with Skull Network, and welcome back to Week 7 NFL picks, and nothing is making sense in my life anymore. I don't know about you. The Vikings are doing terrible. My picks are doing even worse. It was 70 degrees like yesterday or 2 days ago, and there's now 6 inches of snow on the ground. I don't know what's going on right now. For those of you that watched last picks video and kept track, I went 5-9 last week, which is abysmal. I'd much rather watch the Vikings play like they did against Atlanta every single week than go 5-9 in my picks every week. At least I get something out of the Vikings playing terrible every week. A high draft pick. Quickly, before we get into the picks for this week, the teams on bye for this week are the Ravens, the Dolphins, the Vikings, and the Colts. But let's not waste any more time, let's get into the picks. Thursday Night Football is going to be a mega toilet bowl within the NFC East. It is the Giants and the Eagles, and while the Giants finally picked up their first win last week against Washington, and the Eagles continue to not play extremely well, I do still like the Eagles in this one, but just a pinch. I just don't like that Giants team enough to even beat bad teams like the Eagles. I'm sorry. I just don't. Next, we're going to move on to the Packers and the Texans, and this one is super easy, and I am not even going to explain myself. While Aaron Rodgers had an off week last week, there's no reason that he shouldn't be able to bounce back against a pretty bad Texans team. I'm going to take the Packers here, and yes, I do still hate myself. Next, we're going to move on to the only battle of the unbeatens this week. It is the Steelers and the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee Titans played a tight game against Houston. Derrick Henry had 200 plus yards, and that game did go into overtime, and they ended up pulling it out. The Steelers, their defense continues to play extremely well, completely destroying the Browns last week. And while I don't think that it's going to be a complete slaughter, I do think that the Steelers come out on top here, so I'll take the Steelers. Next, we're going to look at the Cowboys and the Washington football team. Now, the Cowboys really disappointed on Monday Night Football against Arizona last week. And Andy Dalton, if you remember, can you please roll the tape? But I think that the Red Rocket, Andy Dalton, is going to come in this season. So I think that he's going to be able to work a little better with Dallas. Yeah, I clearly don't know what I am talking about. And as bad as the Washington football team is, they have a win this year. That's pretty cool. But this one's kind of a toss-up. It's two really bad teams, once again within the same division. That division is just an absolute joke. I'm going to go with the Washington football team. Next, we're going to move on to the Panthers and the Saints. And Drew Brees has not really been playing like himself lately. If you look at his stats according to PFF, this is definitely an off year. The Panthers, they are still without Christian McCaffrey, and they took a little bit of a step back last week as well, losing to the Chicago Bears, which I personally thought they had a chance to win. So this one is a little close to me just because the Saints are not playing how we really expect them to, but I will be taking the Saints here. Next, we're going to look at the Lions and the Falcons, two more pretty bad teams. The Lions are looking a lot better after signing Raheem Morris. I mean, as you can tell, they completely, absolutely shattered every single last bit of hope that I have for the Minnesota Vikings and just threw it all into the garbage. With that being said, the Lions, they continue to not play extremely well, just like a number of teams, and I just don't think they're going to be able to win this game. I think the Falcons are kind of starting to figure things out. Not to the point where they're going to be a playoff team or anything, but I mean, the Falcons are definitely going to start winning a few games here and there just because Dan Quinn was not the answer, and hopefully Raheem Morris is going to continue to use his pieces effectively. I'll take the Falcons. Next, we're going to move on to the Battle of Ohio, and this is the Cleveland Browns versus the Cincinnati Bengals. And while both of these teams lost last week, the Bengals lost in much more, how should we say, I don't know, just better fashion. The Browns actually decided to bench Baker Mayfield last week and end up putting in Case Keenum, who ended up going 5 for 10. Not sure if they're going to continue with that. I would not think that'd be a great idea, especially against a pretty bad Bengals team with not a super strong defense. But if they play like last week, which I think there's a very possible chance because they're the Browns, then I'm going to take Cincinnati in this one. All right, we're moving over to the shortest time needed to make a pick. This is the Bills versus the Jets. I'm taking the Bills. This game here should be great. It's an NFC West duel with the Seahawks and the Cardinals, and these teams almost always play great games that are super close and super thrilling, and the Cardinals just took care of business on Monday night against the Cowboys. Seattle is still undefeated, and it's really hard for me to see them not be undefeated after this game. While I like how Kyler Murray has kind of bounced back after a couple rough weeks with his performance against the Cowboys, I just don't think it's going to be enough. I know Seattle's defense is bad. Even then, Russell Wilson is just too good, and DK Metcalf is becoming a mega star in this league. I expect it to be close, but I will take the Seahawks. Next, we're going to move over to the Chiefs and the Broncos. The Broncos surprised me last week beating the Patriots, but once again, this is one of those situations where the Chiefs are so good. I understand they recently lost to Las Vegas. Haha, loss.
Boo! You stink!
but I don't see Patrick Mahomes going on this weird streak of just like losing to random teams, and especially not a team like the Broncos, so I'm going to take the Chiefs. Next, we're moving on to the Jaguars and the Chargers. Justin Herbert continues to play quite well in this league. I see a lot of people saying he has a good chance of winning Rookie of the Year. Personally, I think it's Justin Jefferson, but this is becoming more of a quarterback-driven league. That's why MVPs are always quarterbacks, and it's probably going to start turning into that for Offensive Rookie of the Year. So congratulations in advance, I guess, even though you're not going to deserve it. Getting back to the game, the Jaguars have not been playing well. There's not much more I have to say about that. Neither of these teams are particularly great, but I like the Chargers just a bit more in this one. We're going to move over to the 49ers and the Patriots, and Jimmy G came back with a vengeance last week against the Los Angeles Rams, and I like where this is going. And I still think that San Francisco has a very formidable defense, and the Patriots are not what they used to be at this point. Obviously, they don't have Tom Brady, they don't have all these pieces, Gronk, all that, but they still have Bill Belichick, so there should be a fighting chance here, but I'm going to take the 49ers. Moving on to Sunday Night Football, we have the Buccaneers and the Raiders are coming off a very impressive win 2 weeks ago, I believe now, against the Kansas City Chiefs. Shocked everybody, shocked me, shocked you, shocked your mom, shocked your dad, but the Buccaneers just went in and took care of business against Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers, picking them off twice, one of those going for a pick six. Tyler Johnson, former Minnesota Gopher, caught his first touchdown, and other former Minnesota Gopher, Antoine Winfield Jr., almost got his first career interception. This Buccaneers team is really starting to put things together, and it's starting to look like what all the experts expected them to be, and I think they continue on this roll, and I'm taking the Buccaneers. For the last game of the week, Monday Night Football, we're going to look at the Bears and the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams did not play extremely well against 49ers, as you can tell by the final score, and the Bears are now 5-1 and leading the NFC North. Yes, you heard that right, they are leading the NFC North. That defense is one of the best in the league. Nick Foles, while he's not playing incredible football, he's playing good enough football. This is the definition of a game manager right now. The Rams have been playing well, they've been running the ball well, and the defense has been playing pretty solid. This one is also one of those ones that's a major toss-up here, but I do like the Bears a little bit more, as much as I hate to vote for teams in the NFC North, because why would I do that? I'm going to take the Bears. And that is going to wrap things up for NFL Week 7 picks. I'm hoping that things go a lot better than last week, because if they go like that again, then I will be going. Like, I'm just going to be gone, okay? I don't even want to check the season record at this point, but we're going to keep doing this no matter how bad I suck. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit the button down below to subscribe. If you like the picks in this video, or if you didn't, leave a comment down below. Tell me your opinions. I just want to know. Please. Do people agree with me on this stuff, or am I really just this bad? If you like the video, make sure you give it a like, and if you want to share it with anyone, no one's going to stop you. Always give it to the crack dealer on the corner. You guys already know. This has been Nick with Skull Network, and I will see you guys in the next video. Adios.